Yeah, so hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Doreen, and we have a guest segment that we have started today. In fact, Paul is my first guest on the guest segment. I'm really excited about this. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and a big thank you to every person that has already subscribed. I know you're learning a lot from the channel, and of course in the channel we are sharing, and that's why I'm bringing on other people to also share their take or two about different topics. So today we have Paul. Paul is a dear friend of mine. I met Paul a few years ago. I first told Paul that I wanted to do an interview with him before I even started the YouTube channel, because the channel started last month. I think I told you about it in Jan. Was it the end of last year?
Yes, 2020.
Yeah. So this has been cooking for quite a long time, and I'm really excited about it. So Paul is very passionate about investment clubs, and that's why we are here with him. He's going to tell us a lot about them. I hope you pick a thing or two and, get interested in them and join one. Yeah, so we have an icebreaker. Yes, I have an icebreaker. When you die, what would you want to be remembered for?
Nice one.
Yes.
I want to be remembered as a man who was living for Christ.
Okay.
As a man who was living for Christ, who celebrated family. I love my family. I'm married to one wife who's a lady. God has blessed us with one daughter for now. So I want to be remembered as someone who was passionate about Christ, passionate about family and work. I am hardworking. I want to retire early and, enjoy the latter part of my life. So I want to be remembered for that.
All right. And I think before we finish the video, you're going to tell us more about the 360 degrees.
Oh, yes.
And everything. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So we're going to get into we're going to do a Q&A and all. So why investment clubs?
Okay, so my
Club
journey
or
with
circle or something?
okay, I'll get down.
Okay.
My journey with investment clubs started in 2015, but I think it goes back to my upbringing. My mom used to host circles at home. So these ladies would come on Sundays, collect some money, and then at the end of a specific financial period, they would share the money. And because I have always been good at math, I used to work as an accountant for the investment clubs. So I'm the one who would do their accounting and then assist with loans and all that. So I think that's the first time that I interfaced investment clubs. Then I started working in 2012. We had one at work, which was sort of the same arrangement. We were about 5 people collecting about 200, and then it was rotational. So you would get 1M this month, the next month it would be another neighbor.
Like a cash round kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't like it because guys who would get in Jan, by May, they wouldn't commit. So you would bounce and you didn't get your money. And then in around 2014, 2015, a friend, colleague invited me to an investment club. Their goal was to raise 100 million in 1 year. And there were about 20 to 30 guys. And told me, let's join. We'll be contributing about 500, 600. And the idea was good, but I couldn't fit in because the only guy that I knew there, I didn't have any other mutual friend in the group. So I now called on a few friends of mine, specifically 4 boys, 4 male and 5 female and 4 male, to make 10, including myself. So it was about 5 girlfriends and 4 boyfriends, and we started contributing 500 monthly. And this year we celebrate 6 years, and it's the first investment club I joined. Along the way I've added on others. There's another Maine where we save about 300 monthly. We've now raised it to 400 as of this year, and then another one where we have 45. These alumni guys that I started with at A level mainly, and O level a few, and we contribute about 100 monthly. It's been running for about 4 years. yes, and then there's another one that we have for the guys that I work with at 236 events. My side hustle, I should say.
It's a very big side hustle.
Oh yes, we blessed a lot for the growth. And the last one is there's an investment club I assisted starting up. It's in Bugolobi Flats for the casual laborers at Bugolobi Flats. Yeah, so I am not a full-time member, but I was staying there before we shifted to where we are now, so we assisted in starting up. So as you can see, I have a big portfolio of investment clubs.
Yeah, I see have yeah, it's really big, but also what I've learned is investing with people whom you have the same values.
Correct.
Because like one of them, you say you joined but you couldn't fit in.
Oh yes.
So when you said that, I thought maybe it was because of the money. But then the one that you started was also the same money. So I was like, well, it may not be because of the money. Yeah. So investing with people whom you have the same values, and yeah, and I like the one you're doing with the guys at Bugolobi.
Oh yes.
You know, helping them, giving back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really, really amazing. What are some of the challenges that you have faced? Are you like a chairman of one of them, or?
Yes, I've been a chair to the first one. As inspired by our president, we do not seem to change.
Okay.
So I've been a chair for all these years. I've also been a chair for that other second one where we've now saved 400. In fact, I was a chair last year, and it was one of the trickiest years with the lockdown, the COVID related. And yes, and then the other one I'm a secretary and then a chairman for the one at 236 events. It's actually called 236 Events Investment Club. So yes, I've been in the leadership, which has given me some insight and exposure on management, on leadership, and on challenges. The challenges we've had have led to some even exiting the investment club, but we've also tried to put in parameters to avoid people leaving, people disappearing with their money, and so on and so forth. The main challenge that affect other groups, I think, is what I will hint on, because since the benefit is for the wider group, I will just hint on those. The first challenge is registration. Most people save, but save through individuals, so they're not registered. So you meet up with your buddies, let's say OBs or Gs, then you agree, you set up an investment club, and then you say James is going to be the treasurer. Then you begin collecting your 300 or whatever it is to James, and then James has financial issues at home and disappears with your money. So that's challenge number one that most groups have. On our side, to mitigate that, all these investment clubs are registered, and we go through URISB, Uganda Registration Service Bureau, and then we have a treasurer, we have a chairman and a secretary, so we also proceed to get a bank account. So the deposits are not paid to individuals, but they are paid to the bank. And of course the bank has its own controls like any two of to sign. So we have like a signing mandate which allows at least 2. So that mitigates on the challenge of people disappearing with your money. Oh yes. That's been challenge number 1. Challenge number 2 comes into the ventures that people get into. Let's say when you get into a venture of loans, the challenge I've seen there mainly is if there are not good controls, people can end up borrowing more than their savings. So let's say if you saved with us 10 million and you borrow 15 million, we are now at your mercy to pay us. If you don't pay us, you disappear with 15 million plus interest, and partly the 5 million is someone else's savings. So in the investment clubs, we do not allow people to borrow above a specific percentage. The normal threshold is between 60 and 70%, which
of what
you've saved. Or if you wish more, then you have a guarantor, and then you have an understanding with the guarantor. So even when you're making the first payments, you're clearing the guarantor's money, something like that. Although the challenge with that is that we've seen people who take money and they're using them for their own personal projects, and they do not pay in time, and then the guarantor also wants money, but you know their money is part of the money that is taken. So we've had where people are not happy with certain partners because they're not paying, but where it's part of the control, so that the guarantor can actually follow up with the other partner. Of course, we've also had challenges with meetings. Some people don't come for all meetings, so they are only waiting on other guys to discuss for them. It can also be draining. You have this partner who has spent a whole year without showing up, much as they are paying.
Interest.
Yeah, they are paying, they are good in the financial side, but you see, an investment club is a saving and investing. So you need people to be seated and discussing for the investment club. It's like having a company where you don't show up and you're expecting dividends. Yeah, so that's another challenge. People ought to be attending and involved in the running and operation of the investment club. Yeah, so those are some of the main challenges that affect the investment clubs that I see around. And
yeah, actually the guarantor challenge is it is a serious one.
Oh yes.
Because one of the investment clubs I'm in, you have to get two of them, two that have been in the club for some time.
Yeah.
And even my friends sometimes, they're like, you know what, I don't think I can. Yeah, so getting those two people to stand in for you. But the good thing is that, okay, like this other investment club I'm in, you get, actually you can actually get 3 times what
nice.
you have.
Nice.
Yeah, but I think they've put controls in place because it's a work thing.
Oh yes.
They know your salary will be coming.
Oh yes.
And they will be chopping your salary. In case of the faulting, if you falter, they go to HR and they do something like that. But the part of meeting and discussing the investments together, that one is a real challenge. It's a real challenge. One of the investment clubs I'm in, we are failing to get people to actually go and survey the land that we want to buy. It's a very big challenge.
It's a big one. So the
controls, they don't want
people involved. So the controls we've done in line with that is now there's an investment club where we are paying the executive.
Okay.
So we've set aside a specific amount of money for them monthly. And we've given them targets, more like the way you see football managers, how they give all a specific budget, and they expect that at the end of this year he's supposed to give us Champions League. Sadly, he hasn't. But that's the target that we are on until now, so that we push the executive to deliver and to plan for the club. So they now push every member. They are now extremely involved, because you see, a lot of the startups are more voluntary. So if you have an executive that's not getting remunerated, they also lose the energy along the way. And as we've read, everything falls and rises on leadership. So we need to put in place measures to encourage involvement of all partners. We can't have everyone, but at least we can push the leadership to put in place measures to have everyone sort of involved and into the running of the club.
Okay. I think also that falls on the constitution that you have made for the club. You know, like things like 70% or 80% must attend the meetings.
Oh yes.
Put in place an investment committee. Fines.
Yes, fines for not attending meetings.
Yes.
Put in place things to do with, if you've not attended 3 consecutive meetings, you can't get along. You know, so that ties people to making sure that they attend the meetings, which is key in the running.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's a good, so we're going to talk about the benefits. Of course, I know there are very many benefits, but this video I think stemmed from your status that I saw.
Oh yes.
Yeah, on WhatsApp. So you're going to share with us like 2 or 3 benefits that you yourself, so that someone out there can be encouraged to join an investment club or a circle.
Yeah, so for the start, I noticed that I was going to outgrow the level where I just meet up with my friends and all we are doing is, conversation or eat, drink.
Yeah, going out.
Yeah, so I realized we are now into a place of investment.
Okay.
So it would be nice if, much as Doreen is my friend, on top of our meeting, and we could now begin to discuss financial things. So the growth really was encouraged by that part. These cohorts are friends, close friends that I've had along the way. So it was part of investing together, to outgrow poverty, to outgrow some of these challenges. So benefit number one has been empowerment of partners. I feel a couple of guys that I rub shoulders with who are in these investment clubs have been empowered. They've been empowered with exposure on opportunities that are out there in the market. I would not have invested into cryptocurrencies if I wasn't into investment clubs. But because these conversations were happening in investment clubs, then I got encouraged. In fact, there's a year, I think in 2017, 16, when the Bitcoin was on its first rise, we invested in about 12M and we made profits closing into 30, between 20 and 30M, from just 12M. So it was exposure for me, and growth and benefits. Benefit number two has been loans. Loans have empowered partners to do their own things on the side. Quick loans. If someone has gotten a loan through the bank, if it's salary, you need approvals from your human resource. If it is another type of loan, you probably need land and so on and so forth. And sometimes
interest rates
are high as well for these other platforms.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but now when you come internally to your investment circles, you get a quick loan within a week. A week is, in fact, there's an investment club where you get a loan in that very day of applying. We have a loan which we call it Kagwila. Immediately, the moment you apply, within 6 hours, you have it. Because banks now allow us to do electronic transactions. So there's a specific bank that we use that allows the admins to initiate and authorize a transaction. So, and loans have empowered people to do their own businesses, which is key. We've had benefits to do with relational benefits. Like we have platforms, we have portfolios, like when someone loses a relative, we support them. We actually have a specific fund for that. Like you receive between 500 and a million when you've lost a relative, when you are celebrating a special event like marriage, so it's something that we found very helpful. You've gone through a wedding, after the wedding, that 1M can push a lot to a family.
Very true.
Yeah, so we've benefited relational. People have built and grown their networks. You come for this meeting, you're 15 partners, you get to know that Paul does photography and videography. You get to know that Doreen is into networking. Maybe there's a job at work, you link them up. Yeah, so it's been a good platform to grow and network as well with people that you encouraged. And then people have also been encouraged to save. There are people who share testimonies that they never saved even 500 or $1 million in their life. All the money that would come to go for this and this. But now when they look at their portfolio, they have 10 million. And in fact, my first investment club, we are now closing into 30M each partner. There's a partner who has already hit 30M. Most of us are in that range as well. So, and we are actually now saving more than that in just savings. Which is a good thing to have, to be able to know that there's a place where you have 30 million that is not seated, that is invested, and these are your friends. So there are many things that we've picked along the way.
Yeah, and I agree with all these benefits because I think this will help someone want to join an investment club or start up one.
Oh yes.
Yeah, because there are more benefits, I think, than the difficulties that come with it.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Yeah. If there were no more benefits, I don't think we would be seated here.
Telling you.
Yeah, and you know, some of us wait for when calamity hits, and then that's when we want to start saving.
Oh yes,
You know, that's when we want to start saving. That's when we want to start investing. That's when. So I want you to encourage someone out there. Tell them that today is the day. If you do not like, today is the day you'll get your friends and start. Today is the day you'll. Are your circles open for new members? You know, we could
join in.
Yeah, so something
there's
like
one that usually has an intake at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
And now we are mid-year, so right now we don't have.
We'll have to wait for next year.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for next year.
Okay.
But investment clubs have, to us as a family, pushed us far. Those are just mine that I mentioned. My wife is also in 3. So like every month we have about 2M just into investment clubs. But we've benefited. On the side of relationships, we have now like a portfolio of 60 to 80 people who we are investing with, who we are close to. And there are many things that come from being in an environment of people who are financially thinking, you know. So you get to hear what they're doing, so you get to get discounts from their side, and then they also get to support you because you're in the same environment. You meet quite often, your conversations around money, so you know you end up benefiting. So as a family, that's been benefit number 1. Benefit number 2, for the projects that we've been doing, we've been able to get loans through them, you know, through these investment clubs. There are many huge projects that we've done, and we wouldn't if we didn't have the backing of these investment clubs. Right now, if you ask me for 10 million, it might be hard for me to get it from a friend, from a relative, but I know I can get it off the 30M, the 60M that I have in an investment club, you know, quickly. And sometimes you need that 10M to do a business, or even 100M, you know. You need that 1M to do to go to the hospital. Your mother is sick and they've just asked for 1M and there's no friend who has it. Sarah hasn't come, you can't get an advance, but you can call up the investment club for that quick support. So I want to encourage people that instead of having drink ups and you stop there, instead of going for all functions for your birthdays, instead of doing all those things with your cohorts, you could add on the element of investment clubs, saving and investment, and make sure that the registration is legit so that you don't lose out on your friends, because like I mentioned, that those challenges, and you know, you start saving together, because as days go by, you will realize that everything in life rotates around money, and you need more money. You need a backing, and an investment club is the solution for it.
Well, thank you so much, Paul, for sharing with us. Guys, if you have any question about investment clubs, you can just put it in the comment section. If the questions are very many, I think I'll have you back, Paul.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
in one way or another.
Yeah, sure.
I'll have you back to answer those questions, because you have a wealth of experience in investment clubs, and you have gained so much that, and I'm really excited that you are able to share with us, because when someone hears someone's authentic story, they are touched and they are moved, their lives are transformed, other than hearing fictional, you know.
I know.
Yeah, so when someone sees that Paul has done it, they are like, you know what, I can also do it. Yeah, so thank you so much. So you're going to share with us your parting shot, and I think you're going to plug the 236.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doreen, for hosting me here. It's been a joy to share my journey with investment clubs, field that I'm passionate about, and I look ahead to the comment sections. I'll be checking our channel so that I can also chip in, and or maybe we can meet again here at Unicalo House at the 236 Events Studio. 236 Events is a photo and videography company. We are invested into coverage for weddings, for intros, for corporate functions. We also do documentaries and commercials. We also have a studio at Unicalo House, Kololo, Plot 11, Archer Road. It will be a joy to have you guys join us. You can make your booking by calling 0701 236 236 or 0778 236 236.
I'm going to put the numbers, so I'm going to tag them on the video. They'll be able to see it. Or you can, I think you're also going to send me a flyer that I can put on the video. But before we go, I want us to play a game. Just 3 questions. Okay, 4. It's a would you rather.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope there's some money.
Okay, the money is coming. So would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors, or go into the future and meet your great-grandkids?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an interesting.
Meet your ancestors or your great-grandkids?
I will go in the past.
Okay.
Meet my ancestors, so that my kids, when they ask the same question, they will answer the same and they also meet me.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, so the other one is, would you rather have more time or more money? More time or more money?
Money is good, man. It answereth everything, the Bible says. I will have money.
So you'd rather have more money. Okay. So would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button on your life?
Pause to enjoy the moments. Most of them, I've lived them thoughtfully. And of course, like every other man here, there are some that we regret. But most of them have been thoughtful about the choices and decisions they've made. So I'd rather pause and enjoy them more.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Paul. It was
The
a
reward,
pleasure.
the money.
The money is coming off camera. Yeah, thank you so much, Paul. It's really been interesting. It's been amazing. Of course, me and I can reach you anytime I want and we discuss things. But what you shared with the audience, with people out there, is really important. Because our world lacks authentic stories.
Sure.
And there is power in telling our stories.
Oh, yes.
And most especially the success stories. Yeah, so it's been a pleasure having you. You're my first guest.
Oh, what an honor.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this guest segment that I'm doing, that a couple of friends I'm going to meet later also to do it. It's really so exciting. Yeah, so, and on our channel, we say progress is progress, no matter how small.
Oh, yes.
So keep moving, keep growing, and keep glowing. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.